It is warmer today, and Anwar Knight is venturing outdoors. Look down. Look way down there. Yeah, there he is in Toronto Harbour, where ice breaking continues. Mr. Knight?
Yes, indeed, Ken. You know, boy, I'm already freezing now. I can't imagine what it was like over the last few weeks, you know, bobbing up and down on the icy waters here with wind chills into the mid-30s. But that's the gig. We're broadcasting live from the William Lyon MacKenzie Fireboat. This is the icebreaker. It's run by Toronto Fire Services Marine Unit. And each morning, they're out on the water aboard this vessel. It's about 24 feet long, 150 tons. And it has two diesel engines that ramp up about 6,000 horsepower, peak speed about 22 clicks. So their job is to ensure, part of their job I should say, is to ensure safe passage around the islands and surrounding area. And you can see certainly the marina, the harbor here, is all ice covered. And look at the size, some of the chunks. I mean, this is massive. Look at these. Sean, if you could show our folks at home, I mean, this is just massive stuff, and it is essential with that deep freeze that we had. So we're going to find out what a daily routine is like on board here, this icebreaker. We're broadcasting live. Look at the size of that ice chunk here at the Toronto Harbour aboard the William Lyon MacKenzie icebreaker. More coming up live on CTV News. Yeah, hold on, Sean. It's getting a bit rough.
Yeah, you know, but pun intended, you do have a pretty cool job, don't you?
Without question, sir, without question. We are live aboard the William Lyon MacKenzie Fireboat as we start to break ice here in the Toronto Harbour. Stephen Powell is joining us with Toronto Fire. This is a special vessel because if you're not able to break the ice, it's designed to do something else.
Yeah, it works very much like an axe. It'll rise up on top of the hard surface, and then the weight of the hull will actually break right through it.
And what is the thickest ice, would you say, the crews over the years have to endure?
16 inches, sometimes even a little bit more, depending how long and how cold our winters have been.
My goodness. So this has certainly been a challenging year. We're going to have your full forecast and look inside and talk about the routine live right here on the Toronto Harbour on CTV News. Stay with us.
Well, you just know that Anwar Knight is thrilled that it is a lot milder today because he is out on the harbor. It can be very cold down by the water.
He's dressed for it, though.
Yeah, always.
Yeah. You know, I got to tell you, not only did I come prepared, but they also, it's mandatory that you wear these special suits. They all have safety features in them. They're a little heavier, too. So that is certainly a necessity, not only for visitors, which we're so privileged to be here, but also for the firefighters that do this day in, day out. In fact, I want to introduce you to Bill Walker with Toronto Fire. Do we say you're at the helm? Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, okay, I got it right. So this is a unique perspective here. So give us a little rundown in terms of how do you figure out what's going to happen? Like, do you have a plotted map, a trajectory that you know you're going to do each day, or is it random pending the conditions?
We have intended routes that we want to follow for access to the island, right? So we plot them on our chart system, and then we maintain them daily.
So once you have that established route, that's the one that you're going to maintain, and that'll be to ensure safe passage?
Correct, unless the call is somewhere that hasn't been broken, then we'll access it by going directly to it.
And I should point out, in addition to icebreaking, of course, this is an emergency response unit. It's a marine unit that, you know, whether it's people on the ice or certainly in the summertime, but also for fire. I was astounded that, like, how many of the nozzles do you have on this vessel?
Yeah, so we have our big monitors right here, so they're capable of 7,000 liters a minute.
Wow.
So we're basically the equivalent of 10 fire trucks when we're fully operational at about 38,000 liters a minute.
And obviously the water source is not an issue.
That's correct. We're a floating hydrant.
And what I was interested is that you also have thrusters. So if there was, God forbid, a fire at one of the condos, you could then come towards that and use the water from the lake, but the thrusters would prevent you from drifting back from the pressure of the hoses, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, we can station keep. It's very maneuverable.
Isn't that something? Does it get lonely? You know, like you're out here in -35. There's not a lot of action. There's just you and some gulls. Does it get lonely with the team?
We're a close team.
You have to be.
You have to be. Yeah.
How many people make up the team?
7.
7.
So, yeah, so 4 from the truck itself and 3 marine crew that are certified Transport Canada.
And then they would come in, and so the goal is to be out on the water for 5 a.m.?
Yeah, depending on the ferry schedule, right? We'll try to maintain its route, and then we go maintain our fire lanes for access.
And how many times would you go out to be breaking out the ice? It just depends on the conditions itself?
Temperature, yeah. When it's minus 35 like it was Saturday, sometimes we're out for hours, so just so we maintain the track.
And do you ever get in the mood where it's like, you know what, I either need a vacay or I got to get on the land. I'm done with this gig. In the winter in particular.
In the winter, yeah, sometimes that happens, yeah.
I'm glad you're honest. I appreciate that because, you know, Ken and Michelle, you're asking our viewers about if you're done with winter. This is part of the day in, day out during the winter months. And when it's really cold, it's an essential service, but it's not easy. No rest for you guys here as we broadcast live at the William Lyon MacKenzie Fireboat with Toronto Fire Services Marine Unit. We'll have more live on location on CTV News. All right, let's crack that ice.
Have a look at this. This is live, our incredible CTV News chopper team giving us this front row seat to the beauty that is winter in our city.
Yeah, the William Lyon MacKenzie. We most of the time know it as a fireboat, and now it's an icebreaker. And so live shots as we go along. It looks beautiful. But when you come to the studio shot, and you'll see a couple of people behind us here, they do not look, this person does not look happy, and I do not blame them.
Look at the size of the ice chunks here as we continue to break ice aboard the William Lyon MacKenzie Fireboat. Bill Walker is joining us. I'm just curious, how thick is the hull to be able to do this?
So the majority of the hull is 5/8 thick, and a section that's up forward is 3/4 of an inch of hull weight.
So that's still pretty heavy too, right?
Very heavy, yeah.
And is there any threshold in terms of weather that you won't go out?
Typically, no. When it's bad, that's when we go out.
Well, that's for sure, and we thank you for it. We're going to have a forecast recap coming up as we break ice in the Toronto Harbour live on CTV News. Stay with us.
So we want to take you south of there on the water, the William Lyon MacKenzie and our Anwar Knight. Hey, Anwar.
You know, Michelle, this vessel's been patrolling in Toronto Harbour since for 54 years, and conceivably will last another 20 before they may have to change it up. It's really quite an amazing history on it. Just before we wrap up, Bill, let me ask you, what's the turnaround time if you're not icebreaking but you have to respond to an emergency call?
So typically we can be out of the station within 2 to 3 minutes and en route to the incident.
Isn't that something? And in terms of the seasons, which is busier, Stefan, winter or summer?
You know, both seasons have their thing. So the winter we're out every day breaking ice. In the summer, there are boats that capsize and other fires on the island. So both seasons can be busy. I can't say which one.
There it is. Well, listen, we appreciate what you guys do, Toronto Fire, and thank you for allowing us on. Guys, we'll send you back inside of the studios. Have a wonderful day. This has been an amazing, amazing afternoon.
All right.